Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. It is great to be here, and I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to be taking a look at the demo version of Gnomes, and this is a city builder tower defense roguelite that's actually quite difficult. However, the game's also quite interesting, fun, and oh so rewarding when, one of your builds kind of takes you across the finish line. So there is an active playtest going on right now on Steam. I think you can request access to that if you like. Otherwise, the demo is set to drop on the 29th of November per the developer. So we're going to hop on into a new game here today and explore this fun game called Gnomes. Let's go. So each new run will start with your guild selection. There are 4 available right now. We have rogues, lumberjacks, rangers, and champions. There's also 4 locked up: militia, scavengers, wizards, and gardeners. All pretty cool and all pretty unique, right? It does kind of dictate your opening run, including your opening units that you use to defend, and then your opening crop as well, which is used to gain money. So for this particular one, I think I want to go with the Rangers, which is the Archer Gnome. And the Archer is cool because it has a piercing attack. And then we also have the Rice, which can only grow on the swamp. So let's go ahead and grab the Rangers, and let's go ahead and go on the swamp. So here is the overall map, right? And here is our garden shed. As enemies get to this, we lose a heart. The heart is in the top left. We have gold right next to it, which obviously doing transactions cost gold. We have the enemy spawning from here. This is a goblin tent. We'll spawn regular goblins, and if you look at a couple of those symbols down there, the heart, so that is the HP of the goblins that will spawn. I believe that little wing is how fast they're moving, and the 5 right there means how many are going to be coming. So we'll have 5 1-heart goblins essentially coming. So we obviously need to defend this, and you can see the path they'll be taken, right? Now, there's things that we can do to affect the pathing, which is pretty cool. But first and foremost, let's get our military unit out on the field. So to do so, we need to build a house for 3 gold, which adds 1 population. And then we can add our attack unit, the Archer Gnome. So now we're, of course, 1 of 1 in population. You have to continue to add houses to add more military units. We have 19 gold remaining. We can check the shop here. So this is where a variety of relics and other things will show up, including other units that you can purchase, into your inventory bar here, and then you can purchase them on the field. We have the sprinkler. Adjacent crops earn +1 gold per day. We have the garlic. Nearby enemies take +1 damage. We have the lantana. Deals 1 damage when eaten, spreads each day. So I think the sprinkler is kind of interesting. Either that, or what I could do is I could get 2 archers right away. Or we could just go heavily into economy, because we obviously need to plant crops. This will give us more gold per day. So the sprinkler, it does cost 4 to build. It costs 2 to purchase. Otherwise, I'm in a pretty good spot to just plant a bunch of rice. I think maybe I want to do that. Yeah, let's use the rest of our income to plant some rice. And of course, we can only plant rice on the swamp tiles. So there's different terrain in effect here. Obviously, you have the trees. There's certain relics that'll give you boosts when you're adjacent to trees. But pay attention to the swamp, because the swamp will actually slow the advance of the enemy. It slows them down as they move through it. So what I want to do is, for the archer, the best way to play the archer is to use the piercing shot, right? And you see the range of said archer here. So we want to definitely use the piercing shots. So I think right about here will be good. If you look in the bottom left corner there, the Archer Gnome, obviously it's got a very unique name, Shimbobble Fizzlebarrow, and then the experience. So yes, your units actually do rank up in experience, and once they rank up, they will actually start to do more damage. But the stats show that we do 1 attack, so 1 attack damage, and we're attacking every 0.7 seconds, and again, our attack pierces. So let's go. See if we can make it happen in here. And you see him running through the swamp. They are greatly deterred, which allows our archer to simply just do his thing and make it happen. Looking good. Next up, we have stronger goblins. So goblin recruit tent. These guys have 2 HP. So I'm going to try to get my archer on a lane, but you can see that the pathing is affected. I think right here is probably pretty good. Hopefully he gets a promotion mid-battle and can start doing 2 damage. Let's check the shop, though. So we do have the knife gnome available. So this is interesting. We also have the sunflower. So this is 1 gold to buy. And this can be planted on fertile ground, which is this bright green ground right here. So that's also interesting. Amulet of stone shaping allows rocks to be moved. I think I like the knife gnome, although, 7. We're not really in a great position. So I think what I should probably do is... We got 5 goblins coming. We do have the piercing effect. We are positioned well. I'm going to once again just plant more rice. I do think. And let's go. Let's see how this shakes out. Alright, good piercing attack. Yep. Okay, one got home. One got home, unfortunately. That's okay. But now we have 9 hearts, right? Obviously, if that gets to 0, you do lose. Alright, now we have the baby goblin temp. So this will spawn many small goblins that move very fast. They are very weak, but we have 10 goblins incoming. And they'll just be barreling right for my garden shed here. So let's put the archer right here so we can shoot up the lane. I think that makes a lot of sense. And we could actually look at doing something here. Goblin ear. Gnomes have +5 crits. Crit kills give +1 gold. We have earthworms, so dead goblins are going to fertilize the soil. And then the trowel allows crops to be moved. Can also re-roll, but I think we have more useful uses for our cash, if you will. So let's go ahead and get 3 more rice plants down. I think with the piercing attack of the archer, we can come out victorious here, but that's, of course, famous last words. Let's go. All right, yep, pierce all the way up the lane. All right, very nice. Very, very nice. Champion gnome archer. You love to see it. All right, 11 gold now. So what do we have? Bodkin arrows. Archer gnomes penetrate armor. Interesting. We also have the lotus flower, so this is really, really good. So what the lotus does is it only grows in the swamp, but what it will do is it will multiply and spread each day, as long as it has a tile that it can spread to. It's probably the ideal crop for the swamp, so I say we lock this in now. Otherwise, the black hole immediately grants +5 banish when chosen. Let's go with the lotus. It's a little too expensive to plant this turn, but let's go with the lotus. I will build the house so we can add it to our ranks next turn, hopefully. Alright, so we have more baby goblins. And they're going to be slowed up drastically by the swamp here, so I'm feeling good about my placement. And we actually have the garden hose, so this will turn ground into swamp if we like. It's going to go really well with the lotus, right? So let's do this. You see the crippling effects of the swamp here, just buzzsaw. Alright, so what do we have here? Big goblin tent. Spawns big goblins. 8 HP on these guys. They move slow. There's only 2 of them, but 8 HP. Wow. Okay, so I think now's the time to add another archer for sure. Let's add him right here. And let's use the swamp to our advantage. We have 5 gold remaining. A wizard gnome. Wow. Look at this guy. Look at his attack range is denoted off to the right there. You can see. He does a 3x3 grid. Impressive. Although far too expensive. We also have the landmine. 9 damage, explodes, single use. Okay, I need to get the lotus down, and I think what I want to do is I'm going to save my cash. I'm feeling pretty good about being able to take out this onslaught here, so let's throw you here because you do more damage, and let's throw you up here. Let's go. All right, here comes the big boys. I do like that there's a cheeseburger on their tent. That's hilarious. This game has kind of like a dark atmosphere, a dark vibe, but it's also got a sense of humor. I like the way your gnomes make noises when you pick them up. That's charming. So I think for this, we have the witch goblin tent, so flying goblins, as in they are unaffected by terrain. They will simply just fly. But if we keep them both on the same lane here, right? Got 3 DPS, piercing damage. I like it. And let's go with the lotus flower right here. In fact, I can get 2 lotus flowers. So how about right here as well? And you'll see this will proliferate and spread each turn, which will give us more cash. So it's a really, really good crop to get, if you can consider the lotus flower a crop. And let's take out these witches. Yeah, you bet. Not a problem at all. And there we go. So the proliferation is taking place, and of course it will continue to spread to tiles that it can spread to. So that's quite nice. I see another decent spot like right here for a lotus, probably as well. But let's check the shop. So what do we have? Dice for 1 free reroll. We have peppers. Nearby gnomes get +10 crits when they're adjacent. Bamboo, which is an earthen wall, if you will. I think I'm good. What do we have, though, coming our way? We have wolf riders. So spawns rider goblins. I would assume they move fast. We got 5 of them coming our way. 4 HP. There's no real terrain to use to our advantage. So do I maybe do something like this? Do I try to affect the pathing just a little bit? Can we get them in the swamp somehow? There's a little swamp tile right to the right of where they're spawning at. Maybe that's an opportunity. But then, of course, they go right through my rice plant as well. I could also add another archer. Let's do it. Let's get another one. Can I do something like this? And just get a little kill box right here. Little welcoming party. I think it's probably our best shot. We've got 2 gold remaining. Let's go ahead and get this hose down. Turn it into swamp for some more lotus proliferation. Let's go. See how this works. Okay, so you have to kill the wolf and then the goblin that's riding the wolf. Interesting. They did get our rice plant. That's not ideal, but what can you do? And it looks like we have a little 3-pronged attack. You can see the lotus spreading. We're getting a lot more cash per turn now, which is great. So I'd be looking at adding another unit, potentially. What do we have here? A cactus. 1 gold per day. Deals 1 damage when enemies pass adjacent tiles. Interesting. Little thorny effect, I suppose. It's not really going to do me much good. So we have the flyers. Unaffected by terrain, of course. They will take a direct path. So do we maybe just set each gnome up just on the path itself? You know what I mean? Like right here. He's doing 2 damage. This guy's doing 1 damage, so we got to be careful. Something like this. Do I maybe look at adding another gnome? I think so. Let's do something like this. Let's stay true. I can afford to plant another lotus here, so I think this is probably a pretty good spot for the lotus. So let's get it right there. Let that proliferate and spread and earn us more cash over time. So there is a crop that goes on fertile ground that spreads as well, just like the lotus does. That is the pumpkin. I found those to be super useful in my 10 minutes or so with this game. But here we go. Let's fire it off. And good thing we added that additional archer here because, wow. Yeah, came close, but ended up coming out on the side of victory. All right, so we have 34 gold to play with now. Be great to add a melee unit. A sawmill, +1 per day for adjacent tree. We have the wolf heart. Gnomes have +10 crit hits rate when alone. Executioner's hood. Gnomes get -33% attack cooldown after killing an enemy. I mean, that sounds pretty good as well. What do I have coming my way? So we got baby goblins, which I think we actually pair up pretty well against. But we have one. Yeah, I mean, they're going to go right through my lotus. I don't like that. I really don't like that. So I think maybe I use this income I have to try and just get more archers on the board to take them out in a quicker fashion so we don't lose so heavily on the lotus proliferation, you know? I think right here is a great spot for you. Can we merge these 2 paths somehow? Like, can I use a house maybe to try to merge the paths together? You know what I mean? So if I do a house here, that'll force them to take out my rice plant. So I'll buy another archer for sure. We got this guy right here. Great spot is right here for you. In fact, these guys just have 1 HP, so let's throw the newbie back here. Should be able to take that out with relative ease. This lane is well set. I don't like this lane here because they're going to take out all my lotuses. I just don't like that. So what if we do something like this? Yeah, something like this. I guess the good thing about the Lotus is it does grow back. I'm not crazy about losing a bunch of my crops, but I don't really see a way around it. So I think we have those two lanes solved. This lane is solved. Now it just leaves this lane. Like, what are we going to do about this one? I think I need to add another archer. Build more houses. Yeah, you got it. So let's throw another house down. Let's get another archer on the field. And it looks like we can combine them into the same lane here. In fact, I can get yet another archer. Why don't we go ahead and do that as well? I don't think we can have too many. So let's do something like this. There's definitely kind of like a puzzle aspect to it as well, for sure. Do these two guys have this lane covered? I mean, he's going to be shooting up. Should be shooting down. Does right here make sense in case they leak at all? I think this lane's covered. This lane's well covered. This lane might leak 1 or 2, maybe. Maybe this guy can get on cleanup. I think I like this. Let's try this out. Shooting up the lane as predicted. Okay, this guy's doing work. And he ranked up, which is nice. So let's get our little gnome friends back around the old woodshed here and let's see what's up next. Alright, so we have wolf riders coming from the west and the south. Alright, so just, well, 3. Our lotus flowers are regenerated, which is great. So what do we have? We have the blunderbuss gnome. So stun does 3 damage. I do think we need a little more versatility and variety. And look at the attack range of this guy. Yeah. The answer is yes. So let's throw down a house and let's get a blunderbuss gnome for sure. Yeah, look at this guy's attack area, attack range. How do I rotate him though? That is a question that I do have. Right click, double click maybe. I mean, is he simply just stationary? Is there a way to rotate? Let's see, is there a... Okay, I guess not. Well, let's see if we can use his positioning the best we can here. Would be nice to rotate him. Alright, so I think this lane's pretty well covered. We got this and this. Something like this would be good. I think this lane's well covered. This lane is well covered with our 2 high damaging archers. And same with this. Feeling good about it. Let's go. Blunderbuss. See what you do. Boom. Alright, nice stunning attack. I'd love to see that. Alright, getting a whole bunch of gold now. Got some prosperity coming our way for once. Alright, so let's figure this out. Okay, so now he's facing this way. So it seems like he rotates his positioning each turn. Interesting. Alright, let's see. What do we have in the shop? We have the axe gnome. A melee unit. Do I like that? Let's see where the opportunities to get some more lotus down are. I think this is a good spot. Right here. Good spot here as well. Good spot here as well. Good spot here. It'll just give us more cash to work with, of course. Do I like the axe gnome? Could also get another blunderbuss. Yeah, let's get another blunderbuss gnome for sure. This guy's attacking rightward as well. And I can actually get another Lotus. Let's get it right here. Alright, looking good. Now, let's dissect this map. So, let's see. Is there a way maybe we can interrupt the pathing here? And looks like we can. So if we put the blunderbuss gnome right here, he will cause both of these paths to conjoin into one, which I think benefits us. So let's do something like this. Nice, we got a level 3 archer gnome hitting for 3 damage. Tremendous. So let's do this and then this. I think that solves that lane. We got the witches coming in. So let's throw you right there behind where they spawn. And likewise for you there. Let's throw you here. Let's throw you here. Blunderbuss guy. I think that's a decent spot for you. Let's throw you there. And let's throw you, let's see, where are you going to go? Right here. I think we're pretty well covered. So let's go. Witches coming in. The witches are going to find out. Let's check out the wolf riders here. And wow. So one is gonna get through. Unless, nice, he takes him out. Very, very nice. Okay, so day 12. We've got a lot of activity on the field here. So we're surrounded in the north. The northeast. Yeah, the north and northeast. Got a big onslaught coming our way. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do. I've got 66 gold to work with here, and certainly want to take a look at the shop. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at the shop. Alright, we got pumpkins. I feel like it's a little too late for the pumpkins. We have the piggy bank, plus 1 gold per day. It's a little too late for that as well. Bone chimes, gain 2 gold each time banish is used. Now, I could re-roll this. So let's do it. Bunk bed, plus 1 population from all houses and caravans. Yeah, absolutely. So now we have double the population. Quite nice. So that means we can really invest heavily in additional units. It looks like both of our blunderbuss are shooting leftward now. So I think what I want to do is, let's get our units in position. Let's see if I can change up these paths at all. See if I can get them conjoined together, maybe just a little bit. So something like this, I think is fine because it forces them on the same lane here, right? Okay, so now he's changing. Notice that? They like changed the direction they're shooting. Interesting. I mean, do I just load it up here? Something like this? I mean, these guys are going to be flying, right? Something like this. Get a blunderbuss user like so. Okay, now he's changing again. Okay, that's interesting. It must just like automatically detect kind of what direction it wants to shoot in, maybe? I guess I don't know for sure. But I'm also not feeling super confident about this particular setup that we got going on here. I feel like there's almost too many lanes. I think that's a good spot right there. But I've got a whole bunch more cash to play around with, so we can get another blunderbuss. I mean, absolutely. Let's just make this like the death zone, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. And let's do something like this, just to get a little extra coverage. I think that's completely fine, and guess let's throw down a rice plant. Alright, let's see how this shakes out. Let's go. Blunderbuss. Do your thing. Alright, nice. The archers at the end doing their thing. Okay. Looks like one goblin got home. But I feel like that could have been much, much worse. Blunderbuss can certainly cover a long area. A large range, for sure. Alright, looking good. So we have 13 gnomes available to us. We have 87 gold, which is a lot of gold to work with here. What do we have? We have the spear gnome. We also have the fruit basket. Gnomes +1 gold per day when adjacent to trees. Let's re-roll this. Morale. Gnomes use +1 population but deal +1 damage. Property deed. Adjacent to houses or caravans. And we got the gold top. 50% less EXP but use -1 population. I guess I'm not particularly in love with any of those options. Looks like we have the Kingsguard coming up next. Okay, so these guys are... They have 12 HP first and foremost. And then a 50% defensive rating. And I believe the way defense works in this is... The percentage rating of it is the percent chance to deflect an attack. Effectively causing 0 damage. So, these guys are very durable, and there's 5 of them coming. And then we got the Wolf Riders in the northwest. Okay, so I think what I want to do is I do want to reroll. I want to get, like, Wolf Claw. Gnomes have -20% cooldown. Okay, so that's their attack cooldown. So that's very good. When goblins destroy things, immediately refund them. Let's reroll. We got the Flail Gnome. So this guy's stuns. We also have the hammer, so +1 heart until fully healed per day. Yeah, that's good. Flail Gnome. So stunning, AoE attack. Let's grab the Flail Gnome for sure. So we can get these guys in strategic positions. Like right here, right here. Might as well use my population cap, right? Let's see, blunderbuss guy. Right here. Okay, now he's shooting this way. Alright, shoot up. Good. Alright, flail gnomes in place. We've got our little gnome army over here. I mean, we've assembled an army here today, my friends. So I think that's good. Another blunderbuss user. Let's throw him right there to hit this lane. I feel like we need more attention on the Kingsguard lane. Got a bunch of these blunderbussers. We going with blunderbussers as a plural for blunderbuss users? I think so. Alright, so that's good. Kingsguard lane certainly is concerning. So let's do our best. Alright, good. So it does kind of like automatically choose where it's shooting. Hopefully they don't shoot each other. That'd be funny. Alright, definitely less concerned about the Wolf Riders. More concerned about the Kingsguard. I think this is a pretty good formation. Yeah, I think I'm good with this. let's check this lane, though, and let's make sure everything is looking good. Could add another flail user. Let's do it. Let's go with something like that. Plant, rice plant, of course. And let's go. All right, King's Guard. Boom. All right, so they're being stunned. And the flail users are stunning them as well. All right, so the King's Guard just gets annihilated, and so do the Wolf Riders. Day 14 now. 98 gold. Let's see what we have available to us. Wolf Mantle. Gnomes deal +1 damage when alone. Yes. Powder Charge. Blunderbuss. Gnomes deal +1 damage. Yes. Blood Chalice. Gain 2 gold each time 1 heart is lost. Let's re-roll. We got the Wizard Gnome here. How about this? Attack's very slow, but look at that attack range. I think I will entertain that. Flail Gnomes stun enemies for twice as long. I think that's good as well. Just little shopping spree, I suppose. But why not? I want to get a couple of these wizards. Alright, perfect. We got 13. It's going to go to 10 now. And could add another flail. Could also add another archer. We did get this buff for the flail gnome, so I say we add a flail gnome. And let's get everybody back in position. In fact, I wish this game would just relocate all of your units to a central spot. That would be cool. So you kind of know what you're working with. Though it does warn you by way of this when a gnome is idle, meaning not on a path. So that's nice, but we got a lot of stuff going on here. So what do we have? We have flyers in the southeast and the east. We have more flyers to the north and also to the west. All right, I think we have the firepower to take these guys out, and got more flyers right here as well. So Wizard Gnome. How about right there? That seems like a great spot for you. Absolutely. Right there. Seems like a decent spot. Let's get our flail users in place. In fact, so you can put your guys right on the path. Interesting. I suppose if they're flying, they're just going to fly right over you, right? Alright, another flail user right here. Let's get him... Let's get him right here. I think that's fine. Blunderbusser. Yes. Alright, so that's good. I think we can probably just put him on the path. I think that's fine. And then our reliable archers and their piercing shot. Put you right there. Let's put you... I think that's a good spot. I mean, it's not a great spot, but it'll do, I think. Let's get you right here. Let's get you right here on this lane. You can stay there. Blunderbuss. I mean, I think we're good. It's definitely like interesting. It's kind of a puzzle. Like you have to kind of solve the puzzle. Also got to make sure there's no open lanes, right? I want to keep an eye on this wizard though. Let's see what this wizard does. Is a wizard going to get an attack off? Oh yeah, I see some explosions. Alright, the Wizard Gnome is awesome. It does like large AoE explosive damage. Pretty impressive stuff there. Alright, so we have the Executioner's Hood. Gnomes get minus 33% cooldown after killing an enemy. Might as well just load up on these relics because we have plenty of cash. It's made possible by the Lotus, of course. Fly Garrick. Gnomes have plus 35% crit and 25% cooldown. I'm good on that. Goblin Ear. Gnomes have plus 5 crit. Crit kills give plus 1 gold. Amulet of Stone Shaping. Fox Glove. Let's reroll again. Gum Boots. Can stand in swamp. Yeah, I don't mind that. Plenty of swamp out there. Could get a free reroll. I mean, I guess if we buy this, then we can do our free reroll, right? It looks like it's going to charge us. Chanterelle. Gnomes get +1 damage when adjacent to trees. Yeah, don't mind if I do. Death cap. Goblin amounts are doubled. I'm good. I'm good on that. So what are we working with here? It's day 15. Got a bunch of wolf riders. We got some of these Kingsguard. Okay, those guys are intimidating. Okay, the Kingsguard has come back. Alright, so first and foremost, let's get our flail users in an advantageous spot. And then I can assess what to do with the rest of my cash. I think that's a decent spot for you. I mean, it's not great, but it's decent. That's a really good spot. Kingsguard over here. Okay, flail users. Why don't you handle this? Right here's a good spot. The archers on these lanes here, and blunderbuss to shoot that way, I suppose. That'll be okay. How about right here? I think that's a good spot. Get you on this lane. You on this lane. Blunderbuss. We're doubling up on this lane here. I think let's do this. I think that makes sense. Our mages. Okay, he's going to get both of these lanes. I think that's alright. I'm finding, like, once you have so many units, it's obviously a good thing to have a lot of units, right? But it's also interesting. I mean, we should have most areas covered, it feels like, but then again, it's hard to say exactly. I don't like that there's a Kingsguard going on this lane. Could always add some more units. I think I probably should. Let's add a couple of houses. Okay, so this will cause him to reroute like so. However, he does bombard both of the spawns. I like that. And then where are you shooting? So right there. Okay. I'm okay with that. Let's get a flail user at the spawn there. And how about right here as well? Let's get you right here at this little choke point. And right there at that little choke point as well. So let's see if this gets the job done. I mean, I think this lane's pretty well covered. This lane right here does seem a bit vulnerable. So why don't I move one of these blunderbussers to right here. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's go. Alright, so the Kingsguard is just being taken out. Got a good combination of high damage units. Alright, yep. Okay, I was a little concerned about that little choke point there. And on to the final round we go here, my friends. So we got plenty of cash money. But what do we have coming our way? So flyers. Yeah, I got a lot of flyers. We have the Kingsguard here as well. More flyers. So then the Goblin King tent. 70 HP on the Goblin King. Luckily there's only one, but my goodness, spawns the Goblin boss. Okay, so he's coming from the south. So I definitely need to make sure I get some beef on that lane for sure. Okay, let's check the shop. Alright, so we got the Stabby Gnome. Lantana, we have the Recycling Bin. Let's re-roll. Sprinkler, Blood Chalice, the Landmine. Yeah, I'll buy the Landmine, sure. Dynamite, blows things up, no refunds. Bodkin Arrow, Archer Gnomes penetrate armor. Yeah, sounds great. Let's reroll again. Wolf Heart. Gnomes have crits when alone. Sure. Stingray Barb. Critical hits deal 300% damage. Wow. Yeah, let's take that and then enough with the spending. Okay, so the king is coming from right here. So I think obviously we want to focus a lot of attention here, and I think let's throw some landmines down on the path. Let's do something like this to merge these two paths together. And let's get another flail user down here, actually. Alright, very nice. Gonna have a lot of stunning on this lane here. Okay, and then blunderbuss. I think we have a good opportunity to stick with this stunning theme that we're rocking with here. Let's get archers to just cover this lane. Like so. Cover this lane downward. The mage. Do we want him shooting that way? Let's have him shoot this way. Downward. Alright, we got these flyers coming. Historically, we haven't really had too much of a issue with the flyers. But there are definitely going to be more of them. So I'm wondering if maybe, like right there, does it make sense for the blunderbusser? Right here, it's kind of a last-ditch defense, if you will. Got some more flyers coming here. I think that lane is be nice and eaten up. I think you shoot downward. You're looking good there. Let's go ahead and get our flail user right there. Got some more flyers coming this way. Figure out what to do with those, and of course we can place our units directly on the path of the flyer. So like a flail user right here probably makes sense, right? Got some more Kingsguard coming from over here. I guess I didn't see that initially. So let's see if we can get them merged together. Or how about this? That's a great little zone. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. So let's do that. We have the flyers coming in. See if we can take them out with our just increased firepower. There's going to be a lot coming on this lane here, but we should have coverage of it. Can always add some more units too. Feeling good about that. Another wizard. Let's put him right here. Another flail user. Let's get him right here. Alright, these archers are good. Mage is good. These guys are good. You guys are good. These guys are good. I think I want to get some more focus and attention on this lane here, though. So, let's go ahead and add another house. And what do I have? So, I've got... I can get 2 more blunderbusters. I can get 2 more mages. I mean, don't tempt me with a good time. Let's get another mage. And another flail user. Sure thing. Let's throw him right here. So how we feeling about this? Before I press play here, how you feeling about it? Do you see any lanes that are grossly neglected? Maybe this one right here, but it is just kind of weak flyers, right? Maybe bump you up 1. Put you on the doorstep. Doesn't look like you can go there. Let's put you right here then to shoot both of these lanes. I think that makes a lot of sense. And we got another guy that's misplaced. So let's put you right here to shoot this lane downward. Either that or right here I think makes some sense too. I mean, this king's got all kinds of heat coming his way. I think this is good. Unless this lane's maybe a little prone. That lane feels maybe a little bit prone. So maybe we get a blunderbuster right here. Alright, let's go. Let's keep an eye on the king. So he's going to be running into landmines, of course. Boom. Okay, so he's just getting blasted down by those landmines. This lane has been handled nicely. This lane is being handled nicely as well. And how about that? Victory. 776 gold collected. Slayed 548 goblins. 2,602 damage dealt. And 16 days survived. Quite nice. Alright, so we unlock the desert now and the militia. So the militia has the spear gnome, has the wheat, has the bunk bed, and of course, the nice little mushroom house there for its starting kits. And then the desert, of course, is a new terrain. So we could do endless mode, huh? Interesting. I don't think I want to get into endless mode here. It's a lot of micromanagement, having so many units, but this has been Gnomes, my friends. So if we go into new game here, obviously we do have the militia that we could choose. And then to unlock the scavengers, we need to get to day 8 on desert. Wizards is day 12. And then day 15 for the gardeners. So these are all, units available for us to unlock. And then of course we have the desert now as well. So I think what I want to do is, I just want to peek at this. Okay, so we have like little oasis. There is still fertile ground. Looks like we have a sapper goblin tent. Spawns exploding goblins. Interesting. And then you also have the spear gnome. I'm not going to play this actually. I just wanted to take a look at this. But the spear gnome is pretty cool. In that it does exactly what you would think it does. It's cool that they start with the bunk bed as well. So you get 2 population per house. That's not bad. Goblin ear. Black hole. Let's just see what the goblin sappers do. Okay, so they kill your units. Interesting. So you have to take them out with ranged attacks for sure. Okay, very cool. Very interesting for sure. Adds another element to the game. Quite nice. I'm going to be backing out of this, my friends, and we're going to land this plane. So again, this has been Gnomes. This was the playtest version. I believe you do have to request access if you'd like to try the playtest version. I'm not really sure what goes into that, but on Steam you can request access. Otherwise, the demo is dropping on the 29th of November. If you want to get a copy for yourself, it is a fun game. I think there's a lot at work here. It's fun putting different kits and builds together. By way of RNG, right, you can get a nice little army of gnomes that have different specialties and qualifications and weapon types, obviously. And you kind of saw us mess around just a little bit in our last run there. So without further ado, my friends, I'm going to get on out of here, but smash the like button if you're liking the gnomes. Maybe we can try a desert run if, you're liking the game enough. Be happy to do another run. Subscribe as well if you're new here. Join a growing community. Would love to have you. And thanks so much, ultimately, for spending some time here today. I do appreciate it. So with all that said, I'm getting on out of here. Thanks again so much, and I'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks a lot.